Hey yo, what is up, guys? I'm finally back, and this is the first time I think I ever get to talk about hockey on my channel. And for those of you that don't know, I grew up in Alberta, and so watching the Oilers play the Flames in the playoffs, it's been just like a wild, wild thing that I've never actually got to experience because I'm a huge Oilers fan. I got to watch the Oilers play in 2006 for the Stanley Cup, and that was huge watching that team and how just hard they played every game, and they just worked so hard, and they were just underdogs, but they're just overcoming everything, and like they were our guys, and you could just there was just this buzz around the town I was living in about how well the Oilers were doing, and just everyone was just so into it, and everyone's wearing Oilers jerseys and stuff, and yeah, I guess I should just say it's been just a fucking hard week, and it's been a really, really shitty week for me. And so to have everything going on in my own life, that's kind of like really stressful. And getting to watch the Oilers play the Flames, it's really just been like really getting to watch this was just really important to me. And yeah, that's all I can really say. And yeah, the Oilers, they didn't win the Cup in '06. As you all know, Dwayne Rolston got hurt. He did not got hurt. Probably don't lose game 2 the way they do, and they definitely don't blow that one in Edmonton the way they did. So, yeah, and then they just went on as you know, the dark times for the franchise was going on up until about 2015 when we drafted McDavid. Things started to get better. 2017, we made the playoffs, and yeah, made it to the second round. I think we lost in 7 to the Ducks, and yeah, we just kind of struggled getting our feet under us. Then we eventually signed Evander Kane, and now Evander Kane has been just the difference maker that this team needed. As my dad always said, this guy is just super chippy. He works his ass off and he plays to win. And when I was a kid and he was playing for Atlanta and I saw Evander Kane, I went, "Whoo." That's what I said when I saw Evander Kane. I was like, man, if we could have a guy like that guy's fucking tough. Man, so I was a big fan of Evander Kane, even when he wasn't part of Edmonton. And yeah, it's just been amazing to watch them just come together as a team. And I know a lot of people are just going to give all the credit to McDavid and Mike Smith, but that's not. The Oilers played well on defense. Bouchard played a great series. He was really the one leading their defense. Duncan Keith, great job on defense, and they had great collapses, great penalty kills. A lot of the Edmonton in the game 5 here, when they were on the penalty kill, they were trying to fucking build momentum. Zach Hyman's out there fucking rushing the puck and shit. It's like they're out here on a penalty kill trying to build momentum. Like that's crazy to do. That takes a lot of guts to not just kill the penalty, shoot it in. No, they're out there trying to score goals and shit. They haven't gave up. So yeah, I know there's going to be... So okay, we'll just break the series down because I already started talking about Game 5 here. So Game 1, Edmonton played like shit, and they still battled back and tied the game, but they played like shit. Game 2, Calgary, they got out ahead of them quick. Edmonton wasn't playing good for those first 10 minutes. After the 10-minute mark, Edmonton, they got it going. They scored. I think they were down 2-1. Yeah, they're heading down 2-1 heading into the third, and it's like you just keep playing. Their forecheck was really good. You hit those fucking defensemen, and you could tell it was working on them. Like the Flames, they started to fight the puck a lot more. Anytime you got those forwards just coming chasing down on you and they're hitting you behind the net, it's fucking tough. I know. So it makes for some grueling games. And yeah, Edmonton, they got 2 goals. Let's point this out right now. Edmonton, they had 2 goals that got called back, and yeah, like should that McDavid goal have been called back? Just because they weren't series-defining goals, they're still big goals that Edmonton still had to fight back from. And then Edmonton, they came back, they tied it in the second, and the Flames were just reeling from that point on. They just weren't able to get it going. They're just being outplayed by Edmonton from that point on. Not that they gave up. They still were playing hard. I'm not knocking the Flames. They did play hard. They showed up to play every game. They worked their ass off, but you tell there was points where they were just fighting the puck, and they started playing like the Oilers essentially in Game 1, which you do not want to do. And yeah, so Game 3, I believe that's the one where Edmonton won 4-1. Yeah, they again, another game they just outplayed the Flames, outworked them. Evander Kane, and again, I hate all the people who are just like saying all this shit about his personal life. Like, you have all your shit about your personal life out there in front of a group of people. I guarantee you most people wouldn't think you're probably the best person in the world either. So I wouldn't really be so judgmental. And yeah, Evander Kane, hat-trick, Game 2, came up huge. And again, this whole fucking McDavid, Mike Smith thing, it's not true. It's just the Oilers are playing good as a team, and that's just the truth. So yeah, and then Game 4 happened. I believe Edmonton, they jumped up to a quick 3-goal lead. Yeah, and then they fucking blew it. Then they fucking were trying to blow it from that point onwards. The Flames, they just started outworking them. Edmonton stopped playing the body, and that was just a huge part. The Flames battled back, and then can't remember, the Oilers, they jumped out. They got one in the third, and then Evander Kane got the empty netter. I think it was Hyman who scored the game winner. But yeah, again, the Flames, they battled hard in game 4, but it was just, again, not enough. And then here we go tonight. I think I didn't see the first period, so here we are talking with the controversy. Okay, so I want to point something out here. There was a play where one of the Flames forwards cross-checked Mike Smith. That's a penalty. That should have been called a penalty for you don't fucking cross-check the goal. Oh, he was just, and the commentator's like, oh, you just gave him a love tap. It's like, you don't cross-check the fucking goalie, regardless. Anyways, so yeah, the Oilers, they battled back they went down, they fell down 2-0, and then it's like they scored, I believe, two or three quick ones, and then the Flames, they again battled back. It's like you have to keep hitting these guys. They just let that Joe, he ain't even that good, man. Like there's all that talk about him. He's fast and stuff, but he isn't he's not Draisaitl. He's not Evander Kane. I don't even think he's as good as Hyman. To be honest, I don't think he was that. He didn't. I watched a lot of these games. He didn't come off that freaking dangerous in most of these games, except for that one play where the Oilers were just playing sloppy defense, and they got caught for it. So yeah, I never thought the guy was as good as the Oilers. That's just the honest truth of this series. The Oilers were the better team, like it or not. They were the better team in the '80s. And they were the better team now. That's just the honest facts. It's like the Flames, they had a good season. But, again, the minute you start having to play a team when they can prepare for you for 7 games and you have to play a series with them, it's hard. It's not an easy thing. It's different from playing just 1 game in and 1 game out against different teams. At most, you're probably playing a team back-to-back. That's about it. I don't even think those games really happen too often. Do they play back-to-back that often? I don't know, really. They'll play a series of it. But for the most part, you don't see teams that they do really well during the regular season. They just struggle a lot of times because they can't. Teams are more well prepared. The game slows down. It's more about defense, and as you can tell, defense really came in play for the Oilers because they were just playing really good defense, and the Flames were fucking tired in that overtime. You could tell they were tired. They just a sloppy giveaway in that corner there. You got to make a smarter play with the puck. And then Draisaitl, I think he had 2 Flames on him too, and he held that puck, and he just sauced it right over to McDavid. McDavid with the series-ending goal. And about that kick-in goal, yeah, the puck was going in. I don't disagree. The puck was going into the net. But the thing is, there was a clear kicking. He was trying to be subtle about it. It was a clear kick motion in it. I can tell because the way he was going, and he was angling his foot towards the puck. Yeah, I disagree on that. I definitely agree that should have been a no-goal. Because if the McDavid goal is a no-goal in Game 2 and the Draisaitl goal is a no-goal, that's a no-goal. So, and after that, he even clipped Mike Smith on the way in, so that should have been called no-goal anyway. So I know that was probably going to piss off Flames. Oh, what are you talking? You can clearly see the kick motion in it. Even the dude, one of the panelists was even saying it. I can't remember. He was the hockey player. I can't remember what his name was. But yeah, he's one of the other panelists is oh yeah, that was definitely a goal, and the other guy's just staring at him what else was his foot was clearly angling towards the puck. You could tell that he was just trying to he was trying to be subtle about it, and I know there's going to be that whole thing, but he was trying to be subtle about it. He did kick it. I know, sucks, and they probably would have went on to win the game, but they still could have won the game in overtime, and they were getting outplayed that third period. They were tired. They were just getting checked. That's the honest truth. So, thank you so much, Edmonton. That game just meant so much to me that the Oilers won, and I knew they were going to win as soon, just after the week. Yeah, I just knew the Oilers were just going to pull through. So, here we go. Win or lose, I'm an Oilers fan. So, best of luck, guys.